Welcome back to On Football. I partner with Eastbay.com to bring you guys a detailed review on the UA Highlight Luxe MC Cleat. I unboxed these last week and tested them out. Now I'm here to give you guys a detailed review. So I'm going to talk about some of the technology in the cleat, and of course I'm going to go over the traction, the fit, the weight, the cushioning, the ventilation, and the durability. Give you guys all those ratings with my new IKF rating system with the 5 stars. So without further ado, let's get into the detailed review. Now the Highlight MC cleats have been around for a few years now, and I believe this is the 3rd iteration of the Highlight MC cleat. MC stands for the molded cleat. That's what's at the bottom of the plate that really allows you to dig into the grass and the turf. And when I was testing these out, I got a lot of questions, and it's amazing I still get questions on, the ankle support in the cleat. How heavy is the cleat? UA's had these for a long time. So the first thing about this cleat is, obviously it comes up higher. You are going to have additional ankle support and stability with the height of the cleat and the way it wraps around your ankle. Now, this is not enough support for you to forego wearing ankle braces. So if you have an ankle injury, this is not going to help support it. This is just a higher top cleat that's going to give you some of that additional support. Another popular question I get with this cleat is, does it limit your mobility with the cleat? And that really depends on the type of player you are. So if you like wearing low cleats, because of the movement that you get with the agility and you can really turn side to side, you're not going to have that same mobility in this. But if you wear mid-top cleats, this is going to give you the same type of mobility as a mid-top cleat. The last major question I probably get with this cleat is it heavy? And for what it is, no, it's definitely a lighter cleat, and I'm going to get into that when I talk about the rating with weight. Now let's talk about some of the technology that's in here. One of the things is the MPZ 3D molded tongue that they have here. That is going to be some of the Under Armour padding. So you are going to have a thin yet padded tongue on the cleat. So when you tie them up, you're not going to feel how tight the laces are on you. They're not going to dig into your ankle or to your lower leg because of the padding on the tongue. Now if you are stepped on at all, it is going to provide some additional padding for you there as well. Looking at the clutch fit upper, that's one of the things that a lot of people like about Under Armour. It's one of the things that gives it the great fit. So this is really flexible. So that really does allow the upper to kind of mold to the shape of your foot. Now the footbed is the 4D foam, and that's one of the things that I really like about Under Armour cleats. See if I can give you guys a look at this. That's that kind of neon green foam that's in there. That's the 4D molded foam. So the more that you wear this cleat, the more comfortable it's going to get, because it's actually going to take the shape of your foot and mold to the bottom of the footbed. They have a Plasma X cleat plate at the bottom, and they say that this is to support your natural foot movement. It felt great in terms of supporting my foot. It wasn't like it was too hard or too stiff of a plate at the bottom. That's something that I liked about this cleat. I'll talk more about the traction when I get into the traction rating, about the actual cleat pattern at the bottom. Now with the Luxe version, if you guys have picked up some of the highlights from last year, there are some subtle differences. All the technology is the same from last year, but the Luxe version actually has a different style and design on the upper. So you can see this kind of, I'll call it a paisley type look. You can see that it actually shines in the light. So under Friday night lights, Saturday night lights, you're actually going to get some of that cool shine on the cleat, both with the Under Armour symbol on the toe, with the paisley design, and then the words on the back of the cleats as well. And that's something kind of new for this year. They have them in about 32 different colors on Eastbay right now. Of course, that link is in the description of the video. You can check it out if you're trying to purchase these. First up to discuss is the traction of the cleat. If you look at the Highlight cleats, the MCs, you can see that they have kind of these rounded studs. So they're not blades, they're not circular, they're not conical, but they are a little bit rounded. They have ovals, so they do give you some straight edges to help you dig into the turf or grass. You can see the same thing at the heel of the cleat. Now, I felt like I had a lot better traction on grass than I did on turf, so overall the rating was a 3. If you guys are playing a lot on grass, you're going to feel that this cleat is going to give you adequate traction in the grass. One of the things that Under Armour excels in, especially with the clutch fit, is going to be the fit of the cleat. It runs true to size. I wear a size 12. I have a medium width foot, and this cleat is perfect. Getting it on is pretty easy, again, with the fit of the cleat. Even though it does come up high, it does have enough laces in there to actually allow your foot to get in without coming out all the way. One of my fans gave me a tip. If you actually tie knots in the very ends of the laces, that's going to prevent them from coming out when you're loosening up the cleat. So I did have to loosen up the cleat all the way to the very end to get my foot in, but after that it was pretty easy to get in. Once you lace them up, the laces aren't too long at all, and it does give you that excellent fit. So 5 out of 5 for fit. I talked about the materials used in the cleat and how that makes it a lighter cleat for what it is. Now it's not going to be as light as some of the low cleats or some of the spotlights that Under Armour has. So I did give it a 3 out of 5. But for what it is, being a high top cleat, it does use lightweight materials, and that is the reason why you get a 3 out of 5. One of the areas where this cleat didn't excel as much is going to be in the ventilation. With it being a high top cleat, you really trap in a lot of the air pretty high up on your lower leg. The tongue is vented a little bit, as you can see here, but that's pretty much all the ventilation that you receive. So when you think about, wearing socks in here, wearing leggings, and then having this wrapped around all over it, it did get a little bit hot. So 2 out of 5 for ventilation. One of the things that I really liked about this cleat and why I love testing out Under Armour cleats is for the cushioning. Very, very, very comfortable cleats. It's got the 40 molded foam that I talked about before, so it makes it a super cushioned cleat. 4 out of 5 for cushioning. Under Armour's came a long way with the durability of the Highlight MC cleat. I remember the first highlights I had, the all pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. There's definitely an opportunity to increase the durability of the cleat, and this is it right here. So same durability as the ones from last year. Very, very, very solid cleat. The only thing is going to be the laces. So if you take out the laces from the eyelets and you're lacing them back up every time, your laces are going to wear out. And if the laces wear out, you're going to have a little bit of trouble finding new laces to fit in here that actually match the actual style of the cleat. So I did give it a 4 out of 5 for durability just on that lace point. But one of the tips that you can take is if you have these cleats, tie a knot in these cleats at the very end to prevent the laces from coming out. One additional thing to note about this cleat is the use of ankle braces. So I think with this cleat, it's really, really tough, almost impossible to fit your foot inside with an ankle brace. I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend using tape instead. So if you're a type of person who loves to wear ankle braces inside your cleats, this might not be the best cleat for you, but you can definitely tape up with this cleat. Now Eastbay has this cleat for sale right now. You can go check it out. If you add it to your cart, it's going to be $90. You're not going to find a better deal anywhere else, and that's down from $130. So definitely a deal for the Highlight MCs if you're trying to look to pick these up. From a position standpoint, this cleat can be used by any position on the field. It's not specific for a certain type of player, but really any position can use it on just about any surface. So it's kind of that all-around cleat for you. If you like this review video, remember to give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, check out Eastbay, and I'll see you guys next time.